want this video to be super informal. I am just going to sit and do my makeup and chat whilst I get ready to head to Paris. Well, I've got a whole day of work first and then I go to Paris. Our train is at 5:30 from St Pancras and I'm going to head straight there. I can leave work a little bit early today to make the train, so that's very exciting. And I thought, let me just get ready with you guys. I want to like reintroduce myself, if that makes sense. Also, I don't have my ring on because I was doing my fake tan last night and it's in the bedroom, so I'm still engaged. I've got my little cup of tea here. I also went out for dinner last night. Me and my two old flatmates, like really close friends of mine now, went for dinner at Cold Drops Yard. El Pastor it's called. It's like a little taco restaurant. It was really good. We had such good catch up. Just like, you know, those kind of conversations where like you start talking immediately as soon as you enter the restaurant and then you don't stop until you literally say goodbye. It was like a proper good catch up. We had lots of tacos. So this is my daily use makeup bag and I usually leave this in the office and my like locker and I get ready for work in the mornings there. So I haven't had this at home for a while, but I thought I need to bring it home this weekend for Paris. I also bought a load of new stuff from Cause down there. I don't know if you follow me on Instagram, you've probably already seen a lot of the pieces, but there's so many good things in there at the minute. I'm gonna start with the Minimalist Complexion Stick from Merit. So good. This is just, I use the shade Linen. The finish of this is amazing. It's just like goes on really well. Let me actually tell you what I prime my skin with. I laid it out all neatly to show you. I started off with a spritz of the U-Tan Jamie Genevieve CBD tanning water. Put it all over my shoulders. Even though I tanned last night, you know what I mean, I'm so pale, but I did tan last night. This is like a good tan colour for a pale girly. This is the, is this the Bondi Sands Light or the Saint Tropez Light? One or the other. Both are good. And I've just realised that using the light shade is the good tan colour for me. Anyway, so I did that and then I put on a layer of this just on my face and then like down onto my chest and stuff, just for later. Also, obviously I'm not wearing this top. This is just for me getting ready. So I did a layer of this and then I went in with my Kiehl's Daily Defense sun cream. This also leaves your skin really glowy. It's like a very good one for under makeup. So we don't have loads of plans for when we're in Paris. We'll actually have, well, we'll be on our way home by the time you guys see this or getting ready to leave. So I would have asked for tips. I might ask for tips over on Instagram. So I wanted this video to kind of be like a little reintroduction to me because sometimes I love to watch when people do a Q&A, but I didn't have time to ask for any questions and YouTube is a bit more of a slower format. So I thought, let me introduce myself. For anyone new here, a lot of you have been here from the start, so anyway. But I am from Scotland. I grew up in a place called Dundee, which is on the east coast of Scotland. I went to school up there, went to uni up there, not in Dundee, I went to uni in Edinburgh. I went to Heriot Watt Uni. And then I moved down to London and started a job in finance in a construction company actually that was based, it kind of focused on office spaces. It was based in London and yeah, I started living down here and I've been here, that was 2016, so I've been here a really long time. And then I've lived in all different places. Lived in, well, I started off in Clapham. I think that's where most people start off when they move to London, especially the Aussies. There's so many Aussies and New Zealanders in Clapham. Started off down there and then moved to Brixton and then moved to, then COVID hit. I lived in Brixton with different people. So I lived in Brixton with my best friend. I lived with my brother for a bit. And then during COVID, moved back home for like a few months just to save money on rent and things like that. And then moved back down to Streatham where I moved in with my two friends who I was out with last night for dinner. And then I met Matt and then we lived together in Balham for 2 years. And then we moved out to St Albans, which is technically not in London, but it's literally as quick for me to get to work as it is from Balham. It's kind of crazy actually. All the trains are air conditioned and it's just so much nicer. You feel like you kind of have a bit of like a small town vibe, but you also are like 20 minutes on the train to London. It's like brilliant. And I also highly recommend for like a little weekend trip if you are looking for little local towns to visit outside London. I'm gonna do a little bit of primer. So yeah, all my family still live in Scotland except for my brother. You guys have seen him on the vlog quite a few times, but he lives in London as well and I see him quite regularly. It's quite nice having someone that you're so close to in the same city. So we do hang out quite a lot. I've got a very close family. I actually have a sister as well. She lives in Edinburgh and you guys probably know her. She makes YouTube videos. She does the coziest Edinburgh vlogs of just like her life, her daily 9 to 5, like coming from work, going to work, coming home, food shopping, very similar to mine, like very wholesome, you know, just daily life, normal daily life videos. I'm using the Got2b eyebrow gel. I don't think this is necessary for someone with my eyebrows. I don't think my eyebrows really like get out of control or move around. Also, I got a really nice comment on my last video where someone was like, your eyebrows are looking really good. What's your trick? And I'm like, I'm just a hairy girl. I think I've got eyebrows that are quite hairy. I'm gonna use Charlotte Tilbury contour wand with this Real Techniques brush. I use this for like all blush, bronze, anything that goes on the cheeks really, and I feel like it really works. It's really like a good shape, and I just like to kind of put the product onto the brush and then blend it in. I feel like it just gives a much more even finish. So yeah, I met Matt in 2021. We've been together, it was just our 4-year anniversary actually on the 2nd of July. We are going to celebrate for a nice meal next week on, I think, Thursday or Wednesday. We're going out for a nice meal, so that'll be nice. It's something to look forward to. Anytime I'm like watching videos or TikToks or anything, I'm always looking out for TV recommendations. This is one thing about me. I'm a bit of a TV, not lover. I kind of feel bad when I watch too much TV, but I absolutely love nothing more than sitting on the sofa. Maybe like perfect Friday night would be like come home from work, chill out on the sofa for a little bit, get into PJs, maybe have a shower, order some takeaway food and get like a really good TV show to watch, have it lined up. So I'm always on the lookout for like a good TV show. If I have to recommend like a few series that people, if you've got like Friday night, although it's Sunday, for next weekend, here are like my top TV shows if you haven't watched them, like of all time. And these are like quite heavy hitters. So first of all, Blackbird, absolutely loved Blackbird. That is on Apple TV, I'm pretty sure. It's a series based on a true story about a guy who goes to prison for being a serial killer, and they put another kind of, not an informant, but this guy is also in prison, and they tell him you can get out of prison early, cut your sentence down if you get some information from the serial killer. We'll put you in the same cell. And it's very, very good. It's got a famous guy, I think is it Tamsin Egerton's brother? I can't remember his name. Taron Egerton, that's his name. He's in it. Absolutely loved it. Like, I really highly rate that show. Then also loved, and I think it's like some of the best TV of all time, especially season 1 to 3, Handmaid's Tale. If you haven't watched Handmaid's Tale, you got to. I mean, I try and get my family to watch it all the time. My mum's always like, Jess, I'm not getting into this. It's a really slow burn at the start, but once you are like invested and you know the characters, the character development in that show is like quite insane. It's honestly like watching a film every time you watch an episode. It explores all sorts of topics that are like super relevant to today. And one thing I find like absolutely wild, and I don't really want to ruin it if you guys are going to watch it, but Elizabeth Moss, who plays Offred or June, is actually a Scientologist. And I just, every time I hear that, I'm like, oh, I really like, I mean, I don't know if it's terrible to be a Scientologist. I don't know. But anyway, I just find that like interesting. Isn't that meant to be a bit of a cult? I'm not sure. I'm going to use the Bobbi Brown Skin Concealer Stick in the shade Sand. I really like this. I got this at the airport. It's a perfect like under eye concealer. I put it straight onto the skin and then I just kind of like buff it out with my finger. Another great TV series, obviously this is like a bit different because it's not actually like, this is real world. 24 Hours in Police Custody. If you live in the UK, it's on Channel 4 and it just explores like real life cases of crimes that happen and people who are taken into custody basically, and it shows you the interviews, and it's mad to think of all the things that go on in like neighbouring towns or kind of places where you used to live. Like a lot of them are based in South London. And, you know, when I've lived all over South London, it's like, it's kind of crazy to be like, God, that was happening like on the high street I used to live on, and you just would have no idea. So that one's really good. It's quite mental actually. It's like jaw-dropping TV sometimes. And then also another similar one that's kind of like a lower version not a lower version, like a less high quality version of 24 Hours in Police Custody is on BBC. It's called Murder 24/7, and it's, yeah, also quite crazy. I have been absolutely loving this Kiko stick. So I found this in my makeup bag. I've had this a really long time. It's called the Long Lasting Eyeshadow Stick with 8 hours no transfer. And this is just in the shade 38. It is honestly like, for blue eyes, this sort of grey colour. Obviously this looks a bit mental because I put loads on. It's kind of like the Jamie Genevieve eye wands. But I've not seen any of hers that are in kind of these nice cool tone shades. Now, I obviously look crazy right now, but I'm going to blend this in. I also have a little mirror here so I can actually see what I'm doing. So if I just blend this in. I wear this like most days to work these days. And it blends really easily. I really like these kind of eye wand stick sort of things. Okay, so that's all blended in. It gives a real kind of smoky eye and it has a little bit of shimmer in it. But in order to make it stay where it is, I just go in with, this is literally like a £1 eyeshadow from Superdrug or Boots. I'm pretty sure it's Boots actually. Yeah, it is Boots. And it's like a really nice kind of grey brown colour. And I just go over the top of the cream just to set it. And it honestly doesn't budge for the whole day. And you guys know normally I'm in the office for like, well, every day for like 4 or 5 hours. 4 or 5 hours? God, no, I'm in there way longer than that. I'm in there from like 9 till like 5:30 every day. So, and I have to travel to work. So it really does stay put really well. I really like how it looks. I'm going to curl my lashes with these new eyelash curlers from Muji. I just feel like getting a new pair of eyelash curlers. You're like, wait a minute, those old ones were so ratchet and broken. Like I shouldn't, yeah, I should not have been using them for so long. Also have a great trick where you heat up the lash curler with a hairdryer. I'm actually going to do it because it makes a difference. And this needs to last all day. I don't know if you can see the difference between the curled eye and the non-curled eye, but I feel like it makes a world of difference. Back to me chatting about my life informally and introducing myself again. I feel like I'm at a place now, finally, in my 30s where I've got a really good relationship with food. It's not something that consumes my whole day-to-day being, thinking about what I'm going to eat and kind of planning meals and, you know, worrying about my body too much. I feel like I'm actually finally in a good space with it. I would probably like to just tone up a little bit. I'm doing a bit more exercise recently, but I'm not someone that is going to feel guilty if I have some carbs on the weekend or every day for that matter. I see food as such a love scenario, like coming together, having meals. I feel like it's really like a love language. For so many years when I was younger and kind of the culture, diet culture that we've all grown up in, I feel like food like has become like a shameful thing. And actually I love nothing more than when me and Matt will like cook a lovely meal and sit in the garden and chat to each other. And you know, it's like bringing families together and like creating special memories. And I think if like you can't enjoy food in life, it's not a good way to live, really. I don't know, I get so much enjoyment out of it. I'm such a foodie. I love to try new restaurants and I just don't know, something shifted when Matt and I moved in together, I think, because we would just, I wasn't willing to like not have those special moments where we would like come together every day and have a lovely meal and cook together. And yeah, it just like kind of changed my whole perspective on things and I love it. I'm very happy at the minute actually. Okay, most of the makeup is done. I'm just gonna spray a little spritz of this Professional setting spray so that it keeps everything in place, because this is long wear makeup today. I need to make it last really well. Okay, Charlotte Tilbury Lip Cheat and Pillow Talk. Look how small this little thing is. I'm gonna use the viewfinder. Okay, I think makeup is pretty much done. I'm now gonna show you how I curl my hair. This is nothing exciting, it's very basic, but I wash my hair with the Charles Worthington, I think that's what it's called, Charles Worthington Everyday Shampoo and Conditioner. I really like that. Just gives like a thorough cleanse to the scalp and it's like, yeah, easy going, no build up, good for everyday hair washing, it says on it. And then I applied these two products. I used the Sam McKnight spray. This is the Sea Spray and it's called Sunday's Sea Spray. And I also I like kind of douse my hair in the Tresemme Heat Defense. This feels like nothing on your hair basically. It's like one of those heat protector sprays where it provides protection up to 230 degrees, but it's not, I don't know, you don't feel like you've got anything on your hair. And that's what I love about it. I get these big bottles and I go through them really quickly. And then I'm really getting back onto the little L'Oreal El Net hype. So I will spray this after I do a curl and then kind of hold it until it's pretty cooled down, especially around the front pieces that I want to last that little bit longer. And then, yeah, not spray too much of this because you don't want to make the hair wet so that then it dries, you know, when gravity kicks in and it's kind of pulled down. You want to like give it a light spritz while you're holding it up. I've got a lot of friends recently that are turning 30 or who are kind of heading into this period of, like I've got like 3 or 4 friends from separate groups that have just reached 30 this year. Obviously I'm going to be 32 on my birthday. So I've been kind of in that 30s era for a little bit longer. And I honestly like really notice a difference in lifestyles and I don't know, those 3 years of like 28 to 30, life really does shift. And like, for me, it feels like all the better. I have never felt more myself. I've never been so clear in the kind of people I want around me, the people that I enjoy spending time with, like friendships that I really want to nurture, and kind of not having time for people that don't make you feel good, and kind of acting on that and just being like really clear about your boundaries and respecting yourself. And kind of, I don't know, it feels like a real shift in time and like a really positive one for me. Friendships are a really like interesting topic. I feel like throughout life you obviously have like different friends for different seasons and stuff, but over the past couple of years I've been like really trying to put myself out there more and just be open to new friendships, meeting new people. I've made some friendships over the past couple of years that have been more kind of emotionally nurturing, and it's funny to make those connections as you kind of creep into your later 20s because you kind of feel like you've established all your friendships from such a young age. And yeah, it's a really interesting one. I feel like that's such a huge topic around, you know, all sorts of relationships, like romantic relationships. I know a lot of people who are kind of going through breakups now in their 30s and late 20s, and it's just such an emotional thing to go through. Look at this tiny little curl, it's honestly crazy. I can talk more about that. I also want to I'm going to start my Substack and kind of delve into these topics a little bit more, because I feel like you can only really say so much in a video that's like 10 minutes, whereas like a Substack you can, you know, get it all out on paper. So I just curl and like leave the curl around the tongue, then pull the tongue out, but like keep it twisted, if that makes sense. And then kind of twirl it up into my hands and like just hold it until it cools down a bit. And then I'll just spray these together, the little spritz, and keep them up. That's the kind of trick to make them last longer. Keep them like elevated high up. There's also a podcast. You guys are going to hear about it in the video that comes up next week, because I talked about it in that. But I can't rest in case anyone needs something to listen to over the weekend. The podcast's called What Was It Like? It came up on my TikTok, and I'm gonna repeat myself in the next vlog, but please bear with me. It is such a good podcast. They basically have guests on who've been through like extraordinary scenarios, events, crazy things have happened to them, and you basically listen to them explaining what happened, and it's like mental scenarios. So really highly rate that podcast, and each episode's like an hour. It's very juicy. I do like it. Also, can you guys give me some tips for like new YouTubers to watch? My vibe is like Estee Lalonde, Joanna Spicer, who else do I love? Anna Edit, Lizzie Hadfield, I love her vlogs. I kind of just love to see, I kind of like when people overshare. I really like when people talk about what they actually think about things, or just give more in-depth background to themselves. Like, I just like to know more about people and kind of develop that like connection there. Is that weird? I don't know if that's a weird thing to say online. But yeah, tell me if you've got any more YouTubers that are kind of like Estee's like my vibe. I love her channel, love her videos. So if anybody knows of anyone else that's uploading, because people don't upload regularly anymore. I'm saying that and I'm like, I've been bad at missing my Wednesday videos recently, but I try. I feel like my schedule is like always a Sunday, but also a Wednesday if possible, because it's been really busy lately. Also, we go to Greece in a week and a half. A week on Wednesday. I'm so excited for it. It's not Greece, sorry. It's Cyprus. It's not a good mistake to make. Yeah, we go on holiday a week on Wednesday and I am over the moon about it. It literally can't come fast enough. I'm also going to show you guys my cause stuff in the next video, I think. But follow me over on Instagram if you want to see what I'm up to this weekend. I actually am thinking I might upload this video early. No, I shouldn't because then on a Sunday. Okay, no, forget that. But follow me over on Instagram if you want to see what I'm getting up to. I mostly just post what I'm having for lunch when I'm in the office and my work outfits, and also kind of meals around London, some London content. It's like following a friend. It's not going to be anything like edited. It's like very basic snaps. So yeah, there's that. Now the hair looks kind of ridiculous and all I do is like kind of shake it and brush it out. I wouldn't normally even do this, but for the purposes of the video, I'm gonna do it. Because normally I just leave it and then kind of it'll drop out itself. But anyway, so this is the finished look. Wow, I'm looking a bit curly Sue today, but we'll go with that. Thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know if there's anything else that you guys want to know about me. Maybe I'll do like a little mini Q&A in not the next video you're going to see, but the one after, or topics you want me to talk about if you want me to go in more depth about my thoughts around aging and getting into your 30s and, you know, all of that sort of stuff. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video and I will see you for another one on Sunday. Bye.